Hello, I'm Dave Pitt. I'm 1/3 of Poets, Prattlers and Pandemonialists, and I'm heading over to Lodge Farm in West Brom because I've got to go and see Creative Black Country about a project that they want us to do. Someone's just missed the tram. So, I'm at Lodge Road. I've got my headphones in because I've got my mapping software telling me where to go because I haven't got a clue. Isn't it annoying when mapping software says head south? Which way south? I know I should be able to know that from the sunrise, but I'm not I'm a city boy. So there was me thinking, oh my god, where's it going to be? I'm going to get lost. You literally come out the tram stop, turn left and it's there. I'm an idiot. You've asked PPP to do something.
I have, yeah.
What have you asked us to do?
So Creative Black Country has a brand new project as part of its Funny Things Festival, and that's Finding Our Funny Roots, which is a National Lottery Heritage funded project. And we have asked PPP to get involved with us to create 4 heritage pieces to celebrate the heritage of humour in the Black Country, and we'll be working with volunteers.
Yeah, the heritage of humour in the Black Country.
Yes.
I've got to be honest, when I heard about it, I was like, oh, yes. And the fact that volunteers are involved and the fact that we've got all these wild ideas, 4 shows, there's lots of research going on. Tell me, what are the volunteers doing exactly? I mean, I kind of know, but it's more for them.
No, definitely. So the volunteers, there are lots of aspects of the project that they'll be getting involved with. Part of it is doing archive work, so they'll be going into the Wolverhampton and Dudley archives to dig out information about kind of what happened with humour in the Black Country, so where the places to go were to see the latest comedians, where the kind of what the best shows were, what the jokes were, and kind of when the real highlights, the kind of the busiest time of that period was, but then maybe how long did it carry on for? So that's one aspect. Another is we'll be giving oral history training. So the volunteers will get to go out and interview people and collect their memories about the humour in the Black Country. And also we're hoping that we'll be able to interview people who were involved in the scene as well, so we can get a real flavour of what it must have been like at that time.
So, humour in the Black Country. As a Black Country lad, I always think growing up, working in factories, working in warehouses, the humour that was associated around there was a lot of banter, there was a lot of practical jokes, friendly practical jokes. One of my particular favourites was, segs that you have on the bottom of your shoes.
Yes.
There was a guy who always wore segs in the factory. And they asked him to stand on this metal plate while they welded the metal plate down. Yeah. And they welded his segs to the floor.
Oh, no.
Which I just thought was, I couldn't stop laughing at the time. But there's that kind of humour, there's that very personal kind of humour. But then there's also this bigger picture of where we would go to see humour.
Yes.
And thinking, the comedy traditions we've got around here of people like Lenny Henry and Frank Skinner. And, I know they're kind of on our hit list for this as well. Are you looking at spreading those two, of kind of the project having a leg between those two, of that personal humour and that sort of entertainment humour, for want of a better term?
Yeah, definitely. We're wanting to really just gather as much stories from people as possible, and we really want it to be really varied. We are covering the time period from 1950 to 2000, but if anyone has any kind of stories that they want to share with us within that time frame, if it's if they had a friend who sang funny silly songs and things like that, but then they went to the Black Country night out events, anything, we just want to hear about it really and collect those stories from people.
Brilliant. Well, we're on it. We were obviously talking about these shows that we have to put on.
Yes.
And from our point of view, it's kind of really exciting because we, at this present moment in time, don't know what those shows are.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's impossible to know until the research starts coming in.
Definitely.
And until all the anecdotes and stories start coming in. So we kind of have these gaps.
Yes.
Well, something has to go there, and it's got to go there by October, isn't it? End of October, beginning of November?
Yes.
So this is, from our point of view, really exciting.
Yeah.
When does it all kick off with the volunteers? Because obviously we're a bit waiting on them now.
Yes, so we had our first volunteers meeting last week, so it's pretty imminent really. We've got our oral history training starts early July, but we're hoping to get kind of into the archives and get everyone signed up and get them in as soon as possible. So it's really, it's just starting to kick off now really, but we are open to more volunteers coming along. There isn't a cut-off period, so if anyone still wants to get involved, they're very welcome to get in touch and be involved with the project.
Brilliant. I suppose I better go home and get to start doing a bit of research myself.
Yeah.
But that's great. Thank you for your time. Cheers.
That's okay.
Wonderful. So yeah, that's Rosalind. That's Creative Black Country. That's the project. If you've got any anecdotes, you got any research, get in touch, and we'll sort it out. If you want to volunteer for the project, get in touch, sort it out. If you want to come down and watch the shows when we do them, get in touch, we'll sort it out. It's very exciting. There's a lot of gaps at the moment, obviously, because we're waiting on research to come in. There's that trepidation of what is the show going to consist of? But actually, I kind of enjoy that. I kind of enjoy it when creative endeavours are very loose and slippy and slidey, and you're not entirely sure what's going to happen. It makes it exciting. It's that whole thing of, if you're not living life on the edge, you're taking up too much room. I'll go with that. So back on the tram, back to Wolverhampton, have a ponder, let the volunteers do their thing, and see you soon.